Hey guys, and welcome to your daily mobility flow. I'm about to head to the gym, so I thought I'd do my little pre-workout routine here at the house first and show you guys the exact foam roll and lacrosse ball sequence that I go through before I work out. It only takes a couple minutes, but it will save your body in the long run and really improve your mobility. We're gonna start with your calves. So grab your foam roller or your PVC pipe, and we're gonna put it underneath one foot. We're gonna start by rolling your arch down towards the ground. I like starting on the inside of my calf. Push your hands into the ground, plant yourself, and then we're gonna roll back and forth across the inside of your calf. Okay, we're gonna move through this at the same pace I actually do this routine, because this is, again, a daily routine. It's something I wanna do all the time. Turn your toe up to the ceiling and come down the middle of your calf. Probably not gonna talk a bunch of extra. Turn your toe out. Let that knee bend just a little bit and kind of glide that outside of the calf down your foam roller. Then we're gonna turn the ankle as far over as you can, so your toes down to the ground. We're gonna do a little bit of anterior tib smashing, so that front of the shin. Again, daily routine here, so we want something we can do often without taking up a ton of time as daily maintenance. So we're gonna roll other calf now. Inside first, so arch down to the ground. We're gonna go back and forth. We're going like 3 to 4 passes. And then we just turn that toe up to the ceiling, kind of roll straight in to the next one. Middle of the calf, outside of the calf. Okay, if you find something that feels sticky and you want to work on it more, press pause or come back after the video's over and work on it. There's nothing wrong with, all right, roll that foot out. There's nothing wrong with spending extra time working on some of this stuff. Anterior tib. Good. Going to the hamstrings. Now we're gonna stay on one leg all the way over to the quad. So we're gonna start, same thing, just like the calf, inside of the foot down. And we're gonna go inner hamstring. Nothing wrong with doing a little bit of extra self-care, but this is a routine I like to use every day before I work out. It starts to get my shoulders and my upper body warm because of the planting with my holding my body off the ground. Let's get the middle of the hamstring and then roll to the outside. Good difference in maintenance versus trying to fix a problem. We're gonna take outside the foot down, bring the other foot over top, and we're gonna hit that IT band right down the middle, like you're trying to separate your quads from your hamstrings. And then we're just gonna keep working around in a circle. So I'm gonna turn over a little further, outside of the quad. Turn over a little further, middle of the quad. I like to plant the knee here on the ground now for support. Okay, and lastly, turn around, make this easier. I'm gonna bend my knee and put the inside of my thigh on that roller and get a couple passes. From here, we're gonna switch sides. So, going to the other leg, starting with the inside of the hamstring. Turn down, sliding back and forth. I remember when I started doing this routine in college, I couldn't even hold myself off the ground with my arms for the entire thing. I would have to stop, shake it out, and then get going again. And that was on my own pace, just trying to like get through it. So if you practice this, you will get better at it. You get better at your flow, your rhythm. Work towards the outside of your hamstring, and then we're going to turn over. Boom. IT band, tensor fascia lata, We're gonna keep rolling over in that circle to the outside of the quad. This is where things get tender. Middle of the quad. And then inside. So that's where we're gonna bend that knee. Normally I would just do it in place, but I'm gonna turn so you can kind of see. Inside, a little bit of gracilis action, or your adductors, groin. Okay, flip back over, we're going both glutes. Some people like a ball for this, that's fine. But for like a daily kind of smash, I like the PVC pipe with the foam. We're just gonna roll the entire glute out. I like to go from a straight leg to kind of almost leaving my foot in place and letting that knee bend as I roll, because it changes the length of your glutes. Good. Other glute. Don't overthink this, okay? This is daily maintenance. Half of what we're doing here is searching for things, for sticky spots, for places that you might need a little extra work with a ball or something more pinpointed, or you might need a trigger point by just putting pressure on and letting it sit there. You know, we're looking for things as much as anything, warming up and diagnosing any problems. Okay, we're going back. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna put my tricep down onto the pad, the foam PVC, with my erector down. So one side of my spine, spine's in the middle, got that big muscle group on one side, big muscle group on the other. I'm on one muscle group, I'm not on my spine. And my tricep is taking the rest of the weight of my body. My back is kind of curved a little bit. Sometimes you gotta tie up that front of your shirt here so you don't roll over it and get bound. And I just like to work back and forth. So I'll do a couple of passes on one side and then I'll pivot almost like a V and switch sides. So a couple passes and switch. Just trying to break up some of that tissue. Okay, 2 more things to do. We're gonna open up your T-spine or your thoracic spine now by putting that PVC pipe right at the bottom of your ribs. Tuck your chin, make a nice cute double chin. And I'm gonna use my arms to hold that double chin in place while I extend. So I'm gonna open my shoulders, but without my neck extending at all. And I'm just gonna work my entire upper back like that. Go down. I'm not going to my lumbar spine or to my lower back, just the upper back, shoulder blade area. And lastly, one more thing to do before we go work out, and that's smash both your feet. So you're gonna need to take your shoes off. I'll do one at a time. You can do this from a half kneeling position like this, or you can stand up. Either way is fine. But I found that this half kneeling works pretty well because I can add this forearm on top of my knee for pressure if I need it. And I'm just gonna roll out the bottom of my feet. The bottoms of your feet kind of act as like a fascia trigger point, where it's like, if you can really release the bottom of your feet, it almost releases the fascia on top of your muscles all the way up the leg in a way. It can improve mobility all the way up the chain, which is pretty cool. Pretty neat stuff. Okay, one side, one foot. Switch sides. I like this routine because it's 5 to 10 minutes long, like at the most, really 5 minutes if I'm not talking people through it while I do it. And I can do it daily because of that. It doesn't seem like so much to do. There's nothing wrong with foam rolling your hamstrings for 20 minutes or whatever else. But that's not gonna get me to do it every day, at least me. If you're anything like me, you know, you need little buy-ins that feel like big wins and make the most difference with the least amount of time. And that is this routine. Most difference, least amount of time before we're ready to rock and roll. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your daily mobility flow. That is my foam roll routine. I've been using exactly that for 10 years at least, and I still do it to this day. I've gotten good enough at it. I can do it in like 5 minutes or so. If I'm feeling really tight, I might spend some extra time. But honestly, at the end of a week, we're talking about 35 minutes of self-myofascial release by doing it 5 minutes a day, and that is well worth it and will make a world of difference in your fitness and in your tightness and in your pain levels. So give it a try, do it again if you need to, and I will see you guys in a couple of days. Later.